Welcome back to the Gridiron Expert. It is time, guys, for the NFL playoffs. Yes, the primary focus here on this channel, as we always say, is and always will be college football related. But when there's still football on, we've got to talk about it. That's exactly what we have for about the next month. We have the playoffs. Arguably the most exciting time of the year for NFL. So today, guys, we are breaking down our predictions for the AFC Wildcard games. 3 AFC Wildcard games taking place this weekend, starting on Saturday night. Tomorrow, we'll be breaking down the NFC Wildcard predictions. We'll work our way through the divisionals, the championship games, and of course the Super Bowl, all while still mixing in plenty of college football content as well. So bear with us, guys. We said football content year-round. That's exactly what we're bringing you. And today, we're touching on the AFC. So again, guys, welcome back to the Gridiron Expert. We're so glad that you could join us today. As always, please continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos. Check out everything down in the description below, too. Again, if you want the spread picks, our spread picks for every single NFL playoff game, we have our holiday special on our website over on thegridironexpert.com. The link for that down in the description below. We're hitting over 56% of our NFL bets this year. We're beating out over 80% of the national analysts and handicappers this season. If you want guaranteed winnings this playoff season, come to thegridironexpert.com and we'll give it to you. So let's go ahead and jump into these rankings, jump into these predictions, guys. And yes, the Christmas tree is still up. We haven't gotten around to taking it down yet. It's going to happen probably here in the next few days. It's been a pretty hectic start to the new year. It's coming down soon, but today we're still staying festive. All right, let's jump into it. Number 5, Chargers. At number 4, Jaguars, based on the seeding, of course. It's hard to root against the Jaguars here, guys. This is honestly the most intriguing of the AFC matchups, the AFC Wildcard matchups. This game will be taking place on Saturday night. It's one of those things where it's hard to root against Jacksonville, a team that's been so bad. And in year one, under Doug Peterson, the former Philadelphia Eagles head coach who won Super Bowl 52 with the Eagles, they go 9-8, they win the AFC South, and they're hosting a playoff game. I mean, that's pretty dang impressive. Amazing turnaround for Jacksonville this year. The winner of this game, guys, most likely will face the number 1 seed in the Kansas City Chiefs. Most likely, not a guarantee. But you look at these teams, they're getting hot. The Chargers have won 4 of their last 5 games. The Jaguars entered this game winners of 5 straight, and they beat the Chargers 38-10 all the way back in week 3. But while they did do that, and while that was a very impressive performance, Justin Herbert was not 100% in that game for the Chargers. He was battling a rib injury in that game. He was not playing at the full capacity that we know him to be. And we've seen the Chargers for the most of this year battling injuries, whether it was to Keenan Allen, whether it was to Justin Herbert, whether it was to Austin Eckler. We have seen a banged-up Chargers team that now seems to be near full strength heading into the playoffs. And this is obviously a game, guys, where I think defense is going to be key. A great battle between Justin Herbert, who's thrown for over 4,700 yards, and against Trevor Lawrence, who's been putting up some big-time numbers in year 2 for the Jaguars. But at full strength, I like the Chargers in this game. A talented quarterback in Herbert. He's got Mike Williams. He's got Austin Eckler. He's got Keenan Allen. And I really like this team against the Jaguars defense that's giving up 43% on third downs. They're allowing their opponents to convert 43% of the time on third down. They're giving up over 238 passing yards per game. And yes, they've won 5 straight games, but who have they beat? They beat the Titans twice, barely beat them in the season finale. Nothing too much to brag about there. They beat the Jets 19-3, struggling Jets team who were starting Zach Wilson in that game. They beat the Texans, who are going to get the number 2 pick in the draft now. And they beat the Cowboys in Jacksonville 40-34 in overtime, allowed 34 points, and won that game thanks to a crazy pick 6 in the end. Jacksonville's good, guys. They're trending in the right direction. I like the Chargers a bit more in this game. The Chargers win, most likely take on Kansas City in the divisionals in a AFC West showdown. Number 7, Dolphins at the number 2, Bills, 7-2 seeds. Dolphins, guys, give credit to Mike McDaniel. What a job he did in year 1 in Miami. A lot of credit to him, one of my favorite coaches in the NFL right now. They go 8-3. They're battling tons of injuries, especially the Tua Tagovailoa. They lose 5 straight games, but sneak into the playoffs by beating the Jets in the season finale, and then obviously getting help from the Patriots as well. So the Dolphins are in. The Bills are the number 2 seed. And obviously they've been the center of NFL attention for the last couple of weeks. Obviously due to the tragedy of Damar Hamlin, the tragedy at first, but now the resurgence and the recovery of Damar Hamlin. Quite the miracle, really. So it's a really emotional playoff run now for Sean McDermott and the Bills, who definitely have Super Bowl aspirations. Look at this series, guys. AFC East showdown. The Dolphins beat the Bills in Miami 21-19 all the way back in week 3. The Bills beat the Dolphins 32-29 in Buffalo back in December. That to me shows two things. The Dolphins can hang with Buffalo. They're not afraid of Buffalo. They're not afraid of the cold. It's going to be freezing in Buffalo on Sunday. The Miami can handle it, but they need a healthy quarterback. Tua Tagovailoa obviously has had, 3 concussions this year, and they're not entirely sure if he'll be playing in this game on Sunday. If he is playing on Sunday and he's 100%, the Dolphins definitely have a chance in this game. But they might not have Tua. They might not even have Teddy Bridgewater, who was injured a few weeks ago as well. So they may have to rely on Skylar Thompson out of Kansas State, the rookie. And I'm not really comfortable with him going on the road to Buffalo to beat a Bills team that has been just dominant pretty much all year long. You got Josh Allen, you got Devin Singletary, you got Stephon Diggs, you got a defense giving up under 18 points per game. You got a Bills offense that's converting on over 50% of their third downs this year. They're efficient, they can move the ball, it's at home. Bills Mafia is going to show up, going to show out. You have the emotion behind Damar Hamlin. You're facing a banged-up Dolphins team that not only has injuries at the quarterback position, but Raheem Mostert is banged up, the offensive line is banged up. Give me the Bills all day in this one to advance to the divisional round. What a run for Mike McDaniel and the Dolphins, but they're going to fall short even if Tua is healthy. And then finally, guys, the other wildcard game, number 6 Ravens at the number 3 Bengals. So another division rivalry here. AFC East showdown here, AFC North showdown here. Give me the Bengals all day long because like the Dolphins, the Ravens have some questions at quarterback. Will Lamar Jackson be good? A lot of people think he will be good to go on Sunday night to take on the Bengals, but he's missed the last 5 games. Last 5 games, the Ravens went 2-3 in his absence. So even if he does come back, he probably isn't going to be 100%. Will he be rusty after not playing for 5 games? A lot of questions surrounding this Ravens offense right now that has been struggling without Lamar Jackson, and they need him badly. The Bengals beat the Ravens in the season finale, so literally just last week, 27-16. Get to play him again in Cincinnati. It's the exact same rematch. Tyler Huntley is the quarterback for the Ravens. He's banged up too. Bengals are in there, and they win this game for sure. If Lamar Jackson plays, the game's a little bit closer. Bengals still win it. They are hot, guys. Cincinnati is hot. They've won 8 straight games. 8 straight games. People aren't talking about that enough at how well the Bengals are playing right now. Joe Burrow, over 4,400 passing yards and 35 touchdowns this year. They have 2 1,000-yard receivers in Jamar Chase, who has 1,046 yards and 9 touchdowns. T. Higgins, 1,029 yards and 7 touchdowns. The Ravens right now, guys, do not have the offensive capability to hang with this explosive of an offense in Cincinnati. They just don't have it. They just don't have it. And let's keep in mind that Cincinnati's defense, guys, one that's very underrated, has allowed over 24 points one time in their 8-game winning streak. 8-game winning streak, they've allowed over 24 points once, and that was not to the Chiefs. Ironically, it was the Steelers where they allowed 30 points. The Bengals offense is why everybody talks about. The defense is playing great ball. They're underrated. They're at home. They're going to get this win, guys, and they're going to be good enough to get the win and take on the Bills. So these are our divisional round projections. We're picking the Chargers, the Bills, and the Bengals in the AFC Wildcard games, which means we believe that in the AFC divisional rounds, it will be the 5th-seeded Chargers at the number 1-seeded Chiefs, who got the bye week, and then the Bengals and Bills. Obviously, that game that was going to be played on Monday Night Football, we had the Damar Hamlin incident. Luckily, he was okay, but that game was suspended. It was canceled, never resumed, and it was played in Cincinnati. Now it's going to have to be played in Buffalo, which if you're a Cincinnati fan, you feel slighted because if the Bengals had defeated the Bills in that game and then beat the Ravens, the Bengals would have been the 2 seed, and this game would be in Cincinnati again and not in Buffalo. So Cincinnati definitely feels slighted in this game. We'll have more on this if it, of course, comes to fruition. We'll have divisional round predictions coming to you next week once the wild card shapes up. But this is what we believe the Final Four of the AFC will look like, and both these games will be very, very fun to watch, and I guarantee that one of these games will result in an upset. I do not think you're going to have a Chiefs and Bills AFC Championship at a neutral site. But all remains to be seen. You'll have to come back next week to find out our AFC divisional predictions. So, guys, there you have it. AFC today. NFC tomorrow. It's NFL playoff time, one of the best times of the year. We're going to have you covered every step of the way right here at the Gridiron Expert. So thank you guys so much for watching. We really appreciate you and all your support. Please continue to like, comment, subscribe. If you want the spread picks for every single one of these games, guaranteed winners of the spread picks, check it out. Link down in the description below over on thegridironexpert.com. Go sign up for it today. And once again, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on the Gridiron Expert.